Hi, everyone. We can go ahead and get started. All right, so thank you for making it to our last speaker series. Once again, this talk is sponsored by the Central Virginia Node of the Commonwealth Cyber Initiative, and we're a state program establishing Virginia as a global center of excellence in cybersecurity research, and we support research, workforce development, and innovation at the intersection between cybersecurity, autonomous systems, and intelligence. And every year, CCI and CVN sponsor research and experiential learning projects. And today's speaker is a recipient of that funding. So today we have with us Dr. Changqing Luo. He is an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science at VCU. Dr. Luo holds a Ph.D. degrees in computer engineering from Case Western and in communication and information systems from Beijing University of Post and Telecommunications. With expertise in cybersecurity, big data, and complex networks, Dr. Luo's research focuses on developing autonomic security management systems for smart cities, and his extensive contributions in the field have been recognized through numerous awards, including the Distinguished TPC member at the IEEE INFOCOM 2020 and the 2020 Best Journal Paper Award from the IEEE Society. So enjoy and stay for the Q&A afterwards. Go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your kind introduction. Today, I'd like to introduce my research work on cybersecurity in smart cities. So this work is funded by CCI. The title of this talk is Developing Autonomic Security Management System for Smart Cities. First, I'd like to give a brief introduction to the cybersecurity in smart cities. Then I will introduce my work and also present the experimental results. Okay, let's go. Okay, so for the smart city, so it's expected to provide a safer environment, low cost of living, and also higher quality of life for the residents in urban areas through integrating, for example, intelligent technologies and also the Internet of Things and smart transportation systems. Okay, so within this system, it includes, for example, the energy grid, building, transportation, water management, even healthcare systems. So we consider the smart city as we say the complex cyber physical systems. So this CPS system typically contains diverse embedding devices and also control instruments. We call them the controllers, and the data processing algorithms, and also decision support systems, and also information repositories. So these connected across wired and also wireless communication network. Right? So this complex system, of systems, is actually facing the critical security challenges. We list some critical security problems here, like the malware eavesdropping and masquerading attack, false data injection, message modification, and also traffic analysis. Right? So we have, I think you may still remember in 2021 in May, so the Colonial Gas Pipeline Company was hacked by an attacker. So the attacker launched the ransom attack to the system and locked the system, and the company made a large payment to that the attacker to relieve the restriction on the system. And also the second one, it also happened in 2021. So this is a local water supply system. So the attack temporarily manipulate the chemical concentrations. So this is another attack to the smart city systems. So how to address this system, right? So how to identify this cybersecurity attack and also address the security issue. So our solution is model-based intrusion response system. We propose this one, okay? So we mentioned the cyber systems is facing many cyber physical threats. Okay, so currently, how to countermeasure these attacks? One basic security. One is the to develop the basic security mechanisms. For example, applying the technology as the firewall, encryption, and also properly configure the access control policies. Okay, so but this one can there are just technologies they used to define the attack, but the attack actually can have some ways to still can intrude into the system. So we need to develop some other techniques to detect the intrusions within the systems. Okay, so currently there are two types of the intrusion detection systems. One is signature based, the other one anomaly based. For the signature based, so this one is analyze the network, for example, analyze the network's traffic to look for signatures of known attacks. But this one cannot identify unknown attacks. So the second one is anomaly-based intrusion detection system. So this one leverage, for example, the machine learning or deep learning technologies to detect the intrusion activities. So for this one, it's trying to find whether the protected system, is complying with expected behaviors or not. So this one is just address how to detect the intrusions. Okay, so after we detect the intrusion activities, so the system needs to react. So for a small system, we can manually respond to the detected threats. Okay, but for the smart cities, it's a complex system. We mentioned it's a system of systems. So the complexity of the smart city systems make the real-time and the manual response to the cyber physical threats on his cyber infrastructure we call the error prone and also often infeasible. So then we need to develop an autonomic intrusion response system to address cyber physical threats in smart cities. So to that, the system automatically select the responses to the attacks detected by the IDS system. So this is the main purpose of our work. So currently, there are two types of the response systems. One is called static mapping. The other one is dynamic evaluation. So for the static mapping, the system administrator are expected to manually map each type of detectable attack to a specific response action. So the challenge is overwhelming updates and also evolving. Okay, so for the overwhelming updates, it needs frequent updates. This is because the constant discovery of new attacks. For the evolving threats, so the attacker continually develop methods to bypass existing security measures, so complicating the effectiveness of the statistical response mapping. Okay, so the other one is dynamic evaluation. So the system administrator so needs to associate each single category of attack to a set of response actions. So we say it's a sequential actions. So the response action is then chosen according to the underlying system model, okay, by solving, we say the it's model that problem as a multi-objective optimization problem, then solve this problem to find the optimal solution. So this is the two existing response system. So for these two systems, it can they only model the attacker's behavior, so not consider like the controller's behavior and also the dynamics of the system. Okay, so we propose to develop a learning-based intrusion response system that models the attacker behaviors and also the response system behaviors and also the actual system dynamic. So we use the Markov decision process MDP framework to model a system controlled by LS. So this one is different from the other approaches that select a single short-term optimal response action. So we consider a sequential actions. We produce a optimal long-term policy, the optimal sequence of response actions. So that is able to drive the system from its initial state to a set of target states. So the initial one, we say it's the one under attack, the state. Okay. So for this one, the advantage is it's the possibility to simulate the behavior of the controlled system and also to estimate its evolution over time. So this is the proposed architecture. Okay. So we consider the system like this one. So it has like the normal status and also we can detect it has like a data delay and also data modification and also data delay and modification and also data disruption, these behaviors. Okay. And for the attacker can launch different types of attacks to this system. For example, the man-in-the-middle attack and also DOS attack, FTD replay sniffing. So we have the intrusion response systems here. So that is using the we say the agent, okay, to monitor the system's status and also take action to try to find the best solution or best policy and then to take the action. So this is the one. So that the attacker attacked the system and then the system state changed over the time and the agent monitor the system status and also develop the optimal solution over time. So it's a sequential solution or sequential action. Okay. So the MDP modeling. So typically, a single agent discrete time MDP, it's a stateful probabilistic approach to model the behavior of a system and also, its running time dynamic. Okay. So usually, MDP is defined by a tuple, SAPR, the also lambda. So for S is the state space, okay? So A is the action space, P is the transitioning, and also R is the reward function. Lambda is the discount factor. So for the states is, it's the system may, within different possible situations, okay? And also action space define the possible actions that agent to be taken. And the P is the transition from, the probability transitioning from one state to another, the system transitioning from one state to another. So given a particular action, so the action that here the attacker may take, and also the response system may take. Okay, so the R is the reward function. So this one is the to used to calculate the rewards or the costs. Okay, when taking a action at the state. Okay, so discount factor used to weigh the importance of future rewards, compared to the current one or immediate reward. Okay, so the goal of the MTP is determining an optimal policy, applying, specifying the best action to take in each state, used to maximize the total expected reward over time. Okay, so here in our work, we employ a single agent MTP framework to simulate the system's behavior in response to an attack. Okay, this framework, is used to identify optimal policy to transition the system from, a compromised or under attack state to a secure state. Okay, so typically we say it's to find action for the response system to take to make sure the system or the CPS system under, currently under attack to transition from this one attack state to a secure state. Let's see our system, the modeling of our system. First, let's talk about the state representation. So the system states, we using a set of the attributes. These attributes reflect the system security posture. Right? So we have consider two components. One is attack profile, and the other one is security configuration. Okay, so for the attack profile, this one is a structured collection of variables. So they are indicate the presence of specific attack types. So these variables symbolize the detected attack types, and also the security configuration used to describe the system security configurations. Okay, so for the system security configuration, okay, so it's a set of attributes represent current setting and the measures implemented to safeguard the system. So they are include, for example, like the firewall enabled or communication channel changed, and also how many part status and reboot status, data encryption, firewall updates, quarantined host, or manual resolution. So for these, they are each, represent, for example, the firewall enabled. So the firewall is enabled or disabled, and the communication channel is, changed or not. So this one actually is to represent whether the communication channel has been allotted to secure or to isolate network traffic as a response to the detected attack. And the firewall means is I think the firewall is used to protect the internal system. So if the firewall is enabled, means it will examine the packets travel through the firewall, and then to let the legitimate packets to enter into the system. Okay. So for the data encryption is, if the system is under attack, so we can encrypt the data to enhance the confidentiality and the encryption of the data, right? So this is the status, okay? So for our work, right, we integrate the attack profile and the security configuration together. So this is the it's enable like the proactive and also informed decision making. Okay, so this is the one. And then the other one is the reward function. So the reward function is characterized as a penalty score of response action. So formally give a response action. The refined reward function, right, incorporate the following criteria, like the response time and also operating impact. Okay, we consider these two functions. One is the response. If the response is too long, so actually the the attacker may attack the system for a very long time, right? So the compromise a lot of components within the system, okay, and damage, maybe even damage some components. So the response time, if it's too long, is not a good sign for the response system, okay. And also the operational impact. This one assesses the negative impact of the executing action on the system, operational integrity. Okay, so we define the we consider these two criteria and also integrate them together by using this equation. Okay, alpha and beta, they are actually the coefficients, okay, to use to balance the response time and also the operational impact. Okay, so every response action, then we move to the action space. So every response action is defined by its, we call the preconditions and the post conditions. So for the preconditions, it specifies the states allowing the execution of the actions, and the post conditions predict the system state following the actions implementation, right? So by defining the preconditions and post conditions of an action, so the system transition can be modeled more simply and concisely. So by using this way, okay, so we can model sequential actions. Okay, so typically, the for the MDP is can only at the current states. So you can only model the behavior or find the behavior of action of for the current states. So this one only for current states. So you can, but for the attacker, usually it has a sequential of actions. So then we need to using some different ways to model the action activities. So the preconditions help identify the specific subset of system states while the actions are permissible. Okay. So this approach not only ensure the action are considered under suitable conditions, but also help map out the dependencies among actions. So for example, the certain actions may require others to be completed beforehand, and those dependency inferred through the analysis of preconditions. So the eventual dependency between the response actions are implicitly defined through the precondition. The post condition provides a clear description of the expected state of the system following the execution of the actions. So this predictive model is crucial for planning subsequent steps by the MDP model. Right? So an example of the response action in our intrusion response system is the firewall activation, right? So once the attacker, the intrusion detection identify an attacker, and the response system take the firewall activation attack. Right? So this one will initiate the system's firewall to be enabled, and the key characters include here, right? The precondition we can see like this, and the post condition say stuck the true. Okay, so this is an example. So for the decision making, okay, we implement the value iteration algorithm to solve the constructed MTP problem to find the optimal policy. So this one iteratively updates the value function for each state until finally it converges. And then here we count the immediate reward and also discounted value of future status. Okay, so this is the modeling of the intrusion response system problem. Okay, so then we move to the experiment results. Okay, so we test the performance by emulate the attacker within different behaviors, and also emulate a smart home with 2 rooms to control the temperature. And this is the one here. We consider this is the smart home. So and we have the 2 rooms, and for the controller is to control the temperature within 2 different rooms, and also within the room there's a heater, okay, to heat the 2 rooms. The attacker here launch attacks like the replay sniffing, FDI attack, DDoS attack, man in the middle attack. So for the status is system status has the normal status, and also the data delayed status, and also data alerted status, and also data delayed and alerted status, and also the data disruption state. Okay. So for the emulating the attack, so we using a probabilistic approach for attack emulation. We use factored for different attack ID. You can see here for each one it has an ID 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So each attack ID represents different attacks that have different impact on the system. So attack ID 0 means no attack, 1 means sniffing and also replay. So they introduce the overhead or delay in the system. And also 2 means the man in the middle attack, and also FDI that change the system data. And 3 means the DDoS attack, and also jamming that prevent the system to provide service. So 4 means all the others that compromise the delivery and also the content. So change the content of the packets. Okay, so we in our system, emulated system, we randomly generate the attack ID. Means so we randomly generate the different type of attacks introduced to launch the attack to the system. Okay. So here have different numbers, like the 4 means it's the type 4 attacks, that is modify the content of the packets. The 3 means the DDoS attack. Okay. Then we emulate the smart home. So we adopt the MATLAB module temperature control system communicating with message for our smart home design. So our smart home module consists like 2 rooms with 2 individual controllers with centralized heater. Okay, so these are the attributes like the status name, norm, delayed, alerted, disrupted, delay, alerted, updated firewall, and also like the ID, and also the honeypot deploy system reboot, all of them, these attributes. Okay, so this is the the emulated smart home we derived. Okay, so by using this MATLAB Simulink module, right? So we also using the MATLAB to implement our MDP process, right? And then this is the agent actions it can, it take after, it has the different, the system within different status. Okay, so take different actions. But the yellow one here is the status, system status, like the norm or the alerted. Okay, so the blue one, right, is the MDP, the transitioning of the system. So you can see here a different status. Okay, so we have taken different actions. You can see here. So for the, we also measure the temperature data, under different type of attack. You can see here the temperature is changed, right, over the time. Okay, so this is the temperature data under different type of attack. Okay, so this is all about the work. So thank you for listening. So if you have any questions, I would like to take.
Thank you for your presentation, and thank you everyone for coming. We really appreciate it. And this was our last speaker series for this semester. So if you've been showing up every Wednesday, we really appreciate it. And we hope to see you all next semester.
Here.